3 ways in which social media can turn someone into a narcissist. This is for Mr. Wade's argumentation debate class, so here's my affirmative arguments. I'm going to spell out 3 arguments in this video. 3 ways that social media turns us into a narcissist. Number 1, it turns our lives into competition. I'll explain this a little bit. Jonathan Haidt, in his research, Jonathan Haidt is a psychology professor at NYU. In his recent book, The Coddling of the American Mind, he talks a lot about social media, talks specifically about Facebook, and he really points out that Facebook had a real turning point when, in the late 2000s, they introduced the like button. Now, originally, people were using Facebook just to kind of put out these pumped up images of their lives, but it really changed when all of a sudden now someone could like what you were putting out there. So then it turned everyone's life into sort of this competition of whose life is the best, who's getting things done the right way, who believes the right things, who looks the right way, who's having as much success. And then you can judge that based off of the like button. So it turns our lives, our beliefs, the things that we do, the way that we look, the people that we know, into the sort of competition. How many friends do you have? How many likes do you have? The second way is it turns us into bullies, at least in younger generations. Jonathan Haidt's work talked about how used to the only way you could get a Facebook account is if you were a college student. Well, at some point, also in the late 2000s, about 2009, he says, Facebook threw out the age. Any 5th, 6th, 7th grader could just go online, say that they were born in a certain year, lie, and then get a Facebook account. And what that did is it kind of had young kids now playing into this sort of competition aspect, and we live in a competitive culture, we live in a non-collectivist culture, we live in an individualistic culture in America, so that played more into kids getting online and creating these sort of hyped up profiles. But what happens really is this, try to explain this the best that I can, especially for young people. He said really in young girls, it's really terrible because what happens is the pretty, the beautiful, the popular girls get all the likes, all the attention, and then the other girls don't. It takes away from them. So in a way, Jonathan Haidt calls this a sort of indirect bullying, a bullying that is not saying bad things about you online or talking mean about you, but just really a bullying that puts you down because you don't feel as valued as other people. So that's another way that we kind of play this to this narcissistic culture as users of social media. We make people feel inferior to us just based merely off of likes and off of how much attention. And number 3, the way that it turns us into narcissists is that it kind of takes away our genuine human emotions. One of the most powerful emotions that we feel as a human being, of course, is empathy. And there's a lot of empathy that goes on in social media, but most of it is superficial. It's someone putting online maybe something that's going wrong in their family, maybe an illness or a death, and it's all there. But you see, 15, 25 years ago, if we wanted to know what was going on, we might call the person, we might try to go see them so we can get all the details. Now you can just read it all in the Facebook post, do your due diligence of writing your little comment and then moving on. It's shunning our most powerful emotions. Life is becoming a competition. So instead of doing things because we want to do them, we do those things so that we're winning in the contest. Instead of feeling a certain way for a person because we genuinely feel that way, we're just kind of releasing our press statement. Almost like we're a politician or something. You know, something bad happens in the world, well, we have to release our press statement. It's making us inattentive to each other. It's putting too much attention in on ourselves. And that's not good for us as Americans who live in an individualistic culture where we're already kind of taught to only think about our own wants and desires and needs. So that's my little spill. This has been very difficult because I've already made multiple videos. It's just very hard to do this with the camera. It's just a different dynamic, but we'll figure it out. Thank you, Mr. Wade. Peace.